Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and with me today is
Torsha Baker.
Nan Marie Swap.
Brock Booher.
Okay, and the way the show works is, I believe Nan Marie is going to read a first page submission, and the rest of us are going to act as agents and editors, and if we would reject the submission, we'll hit our buzzers.
I feel a little left out.
You can hit your buzzer.
Oh, okay. I just feel a little more complete now. Thank you.
There you go.
It's all about the book.
Okay. I look at the driver. Henry is his name. He's young like me, 19 maybe. Kinda cute. A black tattoo peeks out from under the sleeve of his dress shirt. Olive skin, clean shaven, short, black gel to perfection, hair gel to perfection. He looks like a member of a K-pop boy band. Let's get a couple of rules straight before you meet the boss, he says, glancing back at me through the rearview mirror. First, never talk about her age. You'll piss her off. I raised an eyebrow and nod. Either she's really old or young like Henry and me. I bet she's old. I glance down at my navy blue skirt and white button-down shirt, smoothing any wrinkles, then run my hand down along my long, brown, curly hair, hoping it didn't frizz after my shower.
Okay, this is to me like the equivalent of looking in the mirror and describing yourself. So, just unnecessary. Maybe smoothing out, but then, why would you ever say, I run my hand down my long, brown curly hair?
I say that all the time.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you wouldn't say that, bro.
I wouldn't say that. My hair is perfectly gelled, like Henry. But that just doesn't fit for me. It's almost the equivalent of just like looking
Girls
in the
do
mirror.
worry about their hair frizzing, though.
Oh, I
will
would,
say
I
that.
would. But I would just say, I would smooth out the wrinkles on my dress and patted my hair. I wouldn't go into the description. It's like she's describing herself in a way that you wouldn't
The
describe
way,
yourself.
the
Yeah.
long brown.
Yes,
yeah.
right. It's a trick the author is trying to use to describe what this character looks like, without when really we don't. At this point, we don't care. Let somebody else describe how she looks.
Right, rather than a physical description, it'd be better to get a better feel for the character, what makes this character tick, why this character is different from any other character that we're going to read a story. It'd be better spent doing that than the physical description at this point.
Yeah, but smoothing out the wrinkles and checking her hair, I get. Just you kind of went over the top of that. So anyway, keep going.
Okay. Second, never talk down to her. She'll fire you, and you'll end up in the brig. Got it. Duh. I'm in the military. Who on God's green earth would be dumb enough to talk back to their superiors?
It's only for the duh. I just feel it's outdated.
Okay.
So, and if she is 19, it says he's young like me, 19 maybe. So if she's young, I have a 19-year-old at home. So I can say this with a surety. My 19-year-old would never use that word. So that's it. It's very small. Buzzer,
Wow, I've
buzzer is gone.
I've lived long enough for the word "duh" to come and go.
Yeah,
All right.
there you go.
Anyway.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It'll
Okay,
come back
so
around. Just
wait,
keep living.
Randy's buzzing
Oh,
too.
Brandy
sorry.
buzzed too. Are you buzzing me? Or
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Okay, so talking about the military, and now I'm not sure if this gal that she's meeting is in the military too. So now I'm kind of confused with whether some of these descriptions should include uniforms and everything. I'm not sure. You know
well,
what I mean?
I mean, I do
Is-
know the military. They have jobs within the military base that is you don't necessarily wear your like. For instance, I know you could be military police and you have to go in and interview for that, and perhaps you wouldn't wear your
Okay.
uniform for the interview. I could be totally wrong, but
But if the rest, and I
That's
don't
what
know,
I'm
so it
wondering.
could be that these other people are not military and only she is.
Yeah, let's let it go. Keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
hopefully they've done the research on it.
Okay. Most importantly, do absolutely everything she says. Sometimes her requests are bizarre, but I'm telling you, this chick is brilliant. She knows her stuff, and she knows she knows her stuff. She's here to stay. for a long time. Understood? Yes. I took a rogue hair behind my ear. I glanced around the Suburban we're sitting in. It's clean. Military clean. As in clean every crevice with a toothbrush clean. The interior matches the exterior. Black, high gloss, lots of chrome. Noticeable in a sea of early model sedans with not so glossy paint jobs.
Okay.
Okay, so see, that, I'm still kind of confused. Are these military people, and we don't have enough to know that, if these are military peoples, it does, some of the description seems unnecessary. I definitely would like to see more description that will clearly define which of these, whether all of them are in the military or some of them in the military, because I'm not sure. It sounds like maybe they're all in, because she's the superior, right? She's going to have an interview with her superior, but the rest of it doesn't really.
It's a job interview.
She
right?
says she knows not to talk back to
No,
her.
you mean before you meet the boss, obviously she's going to work for this lady.
Right, because he said you'll get fired. She'll fire you.
Or you'll end up in the brig, and brig is so specific.
And you'll end up in the brig, yeah.
Rather than, whatever other place that you would throw somebody, like if this is a clandestine type of information, or like an off.
So is that like being demoted?
What do you call it?
The brig is jail.
Jail.
So, Braille. Yeah, that's jail. So you know what? A lot of it hints at military, and some of it sounds very much not like military. So I have mixed signals on how much the military is involved in this story. And I think you don't want your reader confused on the first page about what's going on. So, I mean, we do get a lot of description. In fact, maybe too much description of people and the cars and everything else, and not enough internal thought to help us understand that description in its proper, within its setting.
Yeah, so that was, first of all, it's written very well. I like the way it's written. I do get some sense of her personality. However, we know she's going to go talk to this superior or boss or whatnot, and he's giving her these, don't do this, no, do this. I want her internal reaction to the things he's telling her to do or not do. I'm not really getting that. I mean, I'm getting more glancing down at my blue navy, fixing my hair. And now I'm looking at this car. I want to know more of her goal and what's at stake. So, I mean, we kind of get the sense of her goal. She wants to impress this lady. She's going to be working for her. But so we get a sense of that. What's at stake is if she's going to get thrown in the brig. But I don't know what her response to any of that is. So I want more internal thought here. But it is very well written. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
So.
I did kind of like the juxtaposition of this, this guy who looks like a K-pop boy band member who then is driving around this military. She's in the military. And so it's like, well, why is he driving her around in this black Suburban and talking about the boss and the brig? So it's like he's military, but he's obviously doesn't have to look. So there's something intriguing to me about what the difference is between these two, because obviously if she's like in a white shirt and a crisp, blue skirt, that reminds me of a military uniform. So and the way that she thinks and everything. And so I do like the way that it's going, kind of the setup, but I do wonder if there's just not quite enough. It's like you're holding back maybe possibly too much on the information that you're giving us. So maybe there just needs to be a little bit more specific, something that says this is more of what's going on. I'm being so generic. I'm like, be more specific as I be generic with my advice.
Has anyone else on the panel been in the military?
No.
Besides me. Has anyone else on this panel worked with the CIA other than me?
No, but I'm married to
Could I tell you
You're
that?
married to a
I
cop.
did.
Yeah. No, I would tell you, but I'd have to cut you off. So
Yeah.
the point is, I think what the author is trying to do, and this is my thoughts, is using some of these references to try to give us a sense of setting. I actually, had my kids when they were younger. There's a thing called a GI party, which you get out the toothbrushes and you polish the baseboards with Brasso and everything. And I tease my kids that on Saturdays we'd have a GI party and we clean the house. And so I totally get that, and so that is a trope that kind of lets me know this is military-esque, maybe it's paramilitary, etc. Now you work with the CIA, and They're different. They're squared away, very, very, very squared away in terms of just they know what they're doing. They're very professional, but they don't stick out like that.
Right.
They blend in. So whereas on the one like the Navy SEALs and those guys, they are military and they're very, very competent, but they're not the spit and polish military. They're the I'm going to blend in and kill you before you know I'm here kind of military. So there's kind of this is I get the sense the author's trying to give us a sense of setting, but maybe using it a little overused. That's all. So
Oh, okay.
anyway,
Okay.
so
Okay.
food for thought.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for that.
well, shall we vote?
Yeah.
You want me to start,
Okay.
Randy?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to give it a set. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I like a good military story. In fact, I'm reading the book. Originally, it was called Horse Soldiers about Afghanistan. It's a movie recently, and I really enjoyed the movie. So I'm reading the book, and so military background. I enjoy a good military story, and I like a really good kind of clandestine type story, even if it's just kind of fun. And so this intrigued me. There's a lot of potential here. I just think it needs some cleanup and needs might be starting in the right spot, might not. I like the fact that you're using kind of the rules of magic almost here about okay, rule number 1, rule number 2, so you get a sense of the world you're in, and so all that's good. Just I think some of it's overdone, so I would just say I'm going to give it a set, and go back and rewrite some of these. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with you. I think set is what I would vote for. I think that whereas you say it's a little more specific, I feel like in some places it's a little more generic. So maybe it's just the right balance of what's going on, making sure, maybe send it out to a bunch of different people, like that have military experience, that don't, and then see what they think and see what just say, what do you think is going on based here? And that way you kind of can get a thumb on maybe what you're overdoing and what you're underdoing. But yeah, I think the writing's clean. Maybe just, as Torsha said, maybe with the voice, make sure that, you've sat in, if you're not 19 or you don't have 19-year-olds, make sure you just sit with a bunch of 19-year-olds, 20-somethings, go to a coffee shop or something and sit and listen
Not
to
in a
people.
creepy
Don't
way.
be creepy.
Don't be creepy.
And just listen and just see what the verbiage is, what they use nowadays. It'll help the voice not date you so much, unless you want to date it. Like if it's supposed to
Oh,
take
yeah.
place in the 90s or something.
I was
that
just
would be
going to say
perfect.
that.
that's
If
true.
this doesn't take place in nowadays,
Yeah.
then that is a good way to make us, see that it's not
Yeah.
in our time.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I didn't even think about that at first, but that makes complete sense. Okay, I'm going to give it a set as well. I've already told you, I want more internal thought. I want a better sense of how she responds, other than that, like you did have that who would be dumb enough to talk back to their superiors. So I just want more of that. I want more of her thoughts about these things that are going on. I want to know a little bit more about this job that she's about to go do. Is she happy for this job? Does she not want this job? Is she going to,
Has she been ordered
destroy
to go do
this job? Yeah, has she
Yeah.
been ordered to this job? I mean, is she looking at this as this is an awesome opportunity? I'm going to work my way up, and I just want more from her personality or her internal thoughts, that sort of thing. So
I am also going to give it a set. Like Brock, I'm intrigued by military. I'm actually interested in finding out what goes on with this, but I would just like to be a little less confused. And maybe it's because when it starts off, it reminds me of The Devil Wears Prada, where the boss is really difficult, right? The magazine editor, she's really difficult to deal with. And I've read a couple books and seen a couple movies that kind of follow that pattern. So immediately with the whole, give me the rules things, I got more of an impression of that kind of a
That'd be a
story.
good comp.
And maybe that's why a lot of my confusion comes from that is I'm thinking Devil Wears Prada, and it's more of a military thing. So, yeah,
Devil Wears Prada meets the military.
which
The
could be
devil wears
awesome.
Yeah.
khaki.
That could be
The
really.
devil wears
yeah,
olive
Devil Wears
green. The
khaki.
devil wears camo.
Yeah, the Devil Wears camo.
I'm not sure.
So yeah, I'd like to read
The
more.
devil wears a flight suit.
And-
Now there we go. Anyway.
I'd like to read more, but I'd like to be less confused on the first page. So a set.
Yeah, I'm intrigued too, by the way. I didn't mention that. I am intrigued. This is the kind of story that I think I would really enjoy, so Finish it, write it,
Yeah,
submit
well,
it, get it
let
published.
us know if we got it right. Comment below, and don't forget about the great prizes we have. Subscribe so you can learn every week or every month or so when you get some updates and see what we've got up, and you can learn more about different submissions, and also from Writers Clearinghouse, who's one of our sponsors, to,
We're very excited about that.
get some of those prizes. So let us know.
All right, until next week, get ready.
Get set.
Right.